Hi, and welcome everybody to another edition of the Winner's Circle Sports Betting Podcast. It is Tuesday, March the 23rd, and we're going to be recording and giving out free picks for Thursday, March the 24th in the NCAA tournament. Boy, they all blend in together. Chip, speaking of Chip, that's Mr. Chip Tarimbas from chipwins.com with the cactus trees behind him, a man who's covered every inch of the U.S. terrain over the last 6 months. Chipper, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing wonderful. As long as they keep playing these big games for us, I got beat on Sunday with Texas, but I've still been streaking with my megabuck plays in college basketball. Ross, 7 weeks, 50 releases, 35 wins. That's 70%, 35 and 15. Yeah. And that's a pretty good sample too, so I think 7 weeks. So the big games are on the line now. And even the NBA games are really starting to come around. 16 and 8 in the last 24, 67%. So, this is our time of the year. It's such a great time of the year. Usually we'd be talking about spring training and baseball as well. And there's a few issues there we got to deal with yet. And, and the NBA playoffs winding down and jockeying for position this year. I guess the question is, what's with the Lakers? Are going to even get in?
Even if they get in, Chip, are they going to make any noise?
I don't think so. I don't think they can, even with Anthony Davis back. And the other question is, can Aaron Judge and the other unvaccinated Yankees get in the Yankee Stadium? Because right now they're not playing any home games, as Kyrie couldn't play for Brooklyn. And there are a number of Mets that haven't been vaccinated either. So it's an interesting scenario right now. It's in the mayor's hands.
Yeah,
I mean, the whole nation, the whole world is open.
I don't get it. I live in the state of New York. All the mask mandates have been taken away.
I don't want to give my reasoning, but people love being in power. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, well, that's why wasn't mobile betting in New York legalized?
Well, they were trying to cut up the graft. I think they were really fighting over chopping up who's going to get what. And you listen. There still was a large. I got to say this. There's a large organized crime betting thing that was going on in
metropolitan New York area, especially.
New York money was very heavy, very heavy. Now, they were going over to New Jersey and setting records to bet over there. But
it's
happening a little. And their take right now in New York is huge.
I don't have any definitive proof. I'm taking an educated guess based on Cuomo's history that the organized crime in New York, specifically when it came to sports betting, was in his pocket. And
I think that was part of the problem, was how those two were divvying up whatever they were trying to get. And too bad for him. He lowballed his hand and played a slow play, and he got beat in the end. So he's not reaping any rewards here.
Yeah, there you go. Anyway, Chipper, the Sweet 16 starts on Thursday. Again, folks, we're taping on Tuesday the 22nd. So the free picks we're going to give you at the end of the show are the lines are as we speak. Right. And are subject to change depending on when you view the videos. We're on a nice run here with our free picks on his channel, 29 and 14 over the last 22 videos, 21 videos in that area there. Pretty good. Even though we're in a little bit of a tailspin of late, we lost 1, 2. I counted it yesterday. We've lost 4 games by half a point between the three of us, me, you, and Doug.
Well, so my complaints about overtime games. That's where underdogs go to die.
Boy, I should get you and I got to get you and Doug together on the same show.
Well, wait till the extra innings happen in baseball. I'll be throwing up, but I mean, it just happens. It's terrible.
Yeah.
It seems like, if you take an underdog, you've got the weaker team, and the other team may feel revived that they're even survived and didn't lose to an underdog like that, and the underdog realizes they blew their chance. So a lot of different reasons may factor into it, but it just hasn't been lucky for me. I mean, triple overtimes, it didn't matter. Late getting 6.5, getting 9, it didn't matter. I got beat. I lost them all.
Yeah.
So, but I got an interesting game for you on Thursday, because among the struggles we've had on the free picks, I did have Michigan last time out, and the reason behind this I thought was pretty solid, because here we had a team that didn't belong in the tournament, Ross. Why were they there? 17 and 14. It really wasn't a very good record. They had 8 games where they were favored. They lost outright, and they were seated at the 11th spot. But that first game, it's like you and I looked at each other. There they were, 2.5 point favorites over the number 5 seed. And an 11 seed was favored. Somebody knew something, or maybe the NCAA got it right this time because they brought this team in. And I think for the most part, people were looking to play against them. They beat Colorado State. And now we come to the don't make sense game next time out against Tennessee. And I was looking to just give it as a free play. And by game time, Ross, I really felt so strongly about it. I used it on my service as well. And Michigan beats Tennessee an 8 point favorite by 8 points or whatever it was. Maybe they are this year's UCLA. Maybe Michigan is the team that no one expects to get there, so they're going to slip on by. Now, getting by Villanova is a really tough task. Ross, I have some numbers here that are absolutely outrageous about this Villanova team playing in big games. Neutral site favorite in NCAA, 21 games, 17-4. Now, they're number one in rebounds in the country. They're number one in free throws in the country. They are so well coached and they're so well disciplined. 38-17 as favorites on the neutral sites anywhere. But this Michigan team, there's something funky about them. The fact that they're still here. I think they're worthy of the points, Russ. They're also 9-1-1 against the number as neutral dogs in tournaments, be it early in the season or in the NCAA. So I'm going to take my shot with the Wolverines here. I've had them two times in a row. They can't catch me. So I'm taking Michigan. I think Michigan has a shot to keep it close. I know how good Villanova is. I really do. But they did lose 7 games, and so they are beatable.
Yes, they are. In Michigan is a 5-point underdog in that game as we speak. So Chip Chirimbus likes Michigan plus the 5 to upset Villanova. He's riding that Michigan train, and they're taking off just like the hot rod that was just behind Chipper in the video. So
anyway, the bikers come by.
Anyway, I'm going to take a look at the Arkansas and Gonzaga game. Arkansas, they just haven't shown me anything the first 2 games. Yeah. Yes, they advanced to the Sweet 16. They're the only SEC team out of the 6 that is still alive. So those of you who are out there all year long singing the SEC praises, saying that they're an underrated conference, they're the best conference in America, think again, because Arkansas is lucky they are still alive, as a matter of fact. I mean, they beat Vermont by 4 in the opening round, and Vermont cost themselves dearly at the free throw line. They could have walked away with an upset win there, but they didn't cover that game. They faced New Mexico State, the number 12 seed, in the second round. So they got a little bit of a break after New Mexico State upset Connecticut, and they only won that game by 5. So it's not like they've been ultra impressive. And, Chipper, I read body languages a lot when I watch teams. And Arkansas seems like they're lollygagging around. They played 2 lower seeds. It's like they felt like they should be toying with that team. They felt like they were never going to lose the game, but they cut it real close. And they're not going to be able to do that against Gonzaga. I know Gonzaga wasn't overly impressive in the Memphis win by 4, but by the same token, it's a quality Memphis team, right? That's a Memphis team that's knocked off Houston twice this year. Yep. And you know what? That might be a good test for the Zags, having that close encounter with Memphis. So I look for that to play in their favor, as a matter of fact. Here's the Arkansas team. Their last 5, Chip, they've shot 38.7%, less than 30% from the 3-point line. And they're going to be facing a Gonzaga team that scored 81 plus in 17 of their last 20. Go ahead, Chipper.
One of my points is that, Gonzaga is an offensive team, and I don't think they've really put it together as of late. And, they've won, and I'm looking for them to have a real big game offensively, to tell you the truth.
Yeah. And 24 or 31 games this year, they've shot over 50%. And you got a team that's struggling offensively, like to shoot the ball anyway, in Arkansas. And, what saved Arkansas's bacon lately is they've averaged 25 free throw attempts per game over their last 5. That's not going to happen. They're not going to get bailed out in that regard. Gonzaga is also a very underrated defensive team. They're a top 10 team offensively and defensively, if you go according to the offensive and defensive efficiency ratings at KenPom. And I like Gonzaga here. It seems like a heavy number. It seems like they're begging you to take Arkansas here in this spot. I'm going to take Gonzaga. I'm going to lay the 9 over Arkansas. And Chip Chirimbus, he likes the Michigan Wolverines plus the 5 over Villanova. Chip, tell the folks where they can reach you, how they can find you, and you ran some pretty nice runs with your Megabucks plays.
Yes, I have. Thank you, Ross. Well, and the games are dwindling down, and I'm 3-game package right now. I may include a total in the playoffs, which I ordinarily do. And Ross, I don't play that many totals, but I've had great success in these big playoff games being on the right side when I give an over or under. So you'll get a 3-game package with a Megabuck play. And like we said, the last 7 weeks, 50 releases, 35 and 15, Ross, 70% in NCAA best bet action. I'm coming with one almost every single day. So log on, follow the buy links. You can get that Megabuck play on its own, or you can get a hold of me and get the 3-game package. Either way you go, chipwins.com.
Chipwins.com, where he's a big time handicapper for big time games, and his big time plays are cashing in very nicely, folks. 35 and 15. Not bad. Anyway, you can find me at rbwins.com. That's rbwins.com. College basketball 10-star top plays. I keep saying this. I'm going to say it again. Since February 27th of 2018, 99 and 73 with those plays. That's 58%, folks. Dime players up over $19,000. Nickel players up over $9,500. That's grinding them down, folks.
Yep,
and
that's a winner.
58% with that big a sample size over that period of time. It's over 4 years. It's not a fluke. NBA is still going on, right, Chip? Yeah, the NBA 20 and 13 with my last 33, 61%. NBA totals 13 and 6 with my last 19, 22 and 13 with the last 35. Folks, these free picks are nice. You're winning a lot of money, but you're starting to see us a little bit of bad luck lately. So don't leave it all up to the free picks. Invest a little money in the good guys, the guys who've been doing this quite a while. I've been doing it for over 20 years now on a professional level, and Chip's been doing it about 60 years more than me. So, no, I'm sorry, 20 years more than me. Anyway, any final thoughts, Chip, before we sign off?
No, I just love this time of the year. It's exciting. I'm actually watching all the games. Usually I get too nervous and I look at the box score to find out what happened. But right now you're seeing really good basketball being played, and I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, me, myself as well. Had a tough first 2 rounds, but we're going to bounce back. Anyway, until the next time, for Chip Jerimis, I'm Ross Benjamin. We'd like to wish each and every one of you all the very best. Good luck and God bless, folks.